Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing solo self-found on hardcore in the Incursion League with a trapper, and gonna probably end up trying all the traps before going with Arc trap, or maybe with something else if something is more fun, or if Arc trap is a little underwhelming. Right now, explosive trap is the thing that is making a lot of waves here. Everything is a fan. Everything explodes with joy. Let's say the combination of just doing a lot of damage with the traps, at least relative to the level. Having some of the phantasms attached to it as just some quick decoys, and having a little bit of energy shield in order to absorb a couple of the initial hits makes it feel like a pretty nice and relatively safe way to level. Of course, it's area level 5. Not gonna get murderized here that quickly. Flooded depths, that's always a fun thing. More skill points. Apparently this one contains a temporal incursion. And I now have 5 phantasms. It really goes quickly. I also have the bear traps, which don't have charges. That is pretty neat. What was the... Oh wait, that's not a bear trap. That's a bear trap, yes. And that one actually does have just 3 charges. So bear trap is more of a synergy thing. I think it's mostly for boss fights, not really for throwing into groups of enemies. Ooh. Alva Vaal is up ahead, so that means another incursion. Cool.
Just in time.
Hello. Where am I gonna go?
Knew you'd find
Cloister.
You and I were two.
So doors are okay. So
Foray got us a little closer to finding the temple, but we have a ways to
cool.
go.
Oh, well, I'd like a vault, yes please. So we're gonna go to up to kill Ascapa, or try that.
It's time.
Also, this is a bit of a death trap. Let's clear that. It was much clearer when I opened it. Alright, let's dive in. So we're heading to the top here. You are a boss. So just throw some more traps. Let's throw some even more traps. Man. Okay. Aha, I killed Ascapa. So throwing some of the conversion traps around seems like a helpful thing to do. Then that way I can get some of the enemies to do some of the killing on my behalf. Okay, you really need to kill quickly in order to...
The architect of the vault has taken that room? This is excellent news.
Aha.
The temple looms closer with each new step. Find me again, and we'll continue our task.
So, now we get treasure stuff from that one. That looked cool. Also, trickery, some more crit stuff, bunch of you guys. I'm very curious to see what the... because I suspect that, no, as with most of the things, the low-level versions are going to be a much toned-down version, since it would be kind of cruel to just get blasted with lots of enemies and lots of elemental damage this early on. So I wonder what the incursions are going to evolve into in like the second or the third wave. Or, no, of course, once we hit maps. Anything in here? No, not really. And the way up, or the way forward, is up here. At least, no, there was enough damage to take out the boss. That was a very nice thing. Combination, of course, of the bear trap with the other traps. Helpful. So now I'm again now just putting a bear trap underneath and then throwing the explosive traps. Seems like it is a winning combination. So I think I like green better, also higher level. And then we're relatively close to the entrance, so just walk back. And then continue on our merry way. Of course, Tartly is going to be happy and get me a skill point. And yeah, still just not having movement skills, not having means of recharging your flask does make you a little bit sluggish. So we still have to find Alpha in this area. I think we kind of snuck ahead to the next area without even checking in with Alpha. But we're probably gonna remedy that. And it would be nice to get to the Grand Temple relatively quickly. And I think now heading into the temple, it might be something that's going to occupy the majority of just a single episode. So I'm just very curious to see exactly how that's going to turn out. Okay, we have no Alpha here, from the looks of it. So it's probably going to be in the upper area, since that often does cover a couple of things. Ooh, hello there, yellow. These things, of course, do pop the traps twice. Once in their shell stage, once in their spitter stage. Yeah. It says on the tin, contains temporal incursions. I'm assuming that is not a lie. Assuming they just take away the mod in areas where it doesn't make sense for them to be applied, rather than having some odd exceptions to when it will apply. Let's see. Yep. Hello, you look a little bossy. And you look a little dead now. Pick up some blue items, just sell those. And then push forwards. Throw the traps, throw all the traps. Okay, no Alpha. Kind of curious. Where the heck is that woman hiding? Okay, guess we're Alphaless, or she's hidden in some nook or cranny. But there's always more areas with more Alphas. Presumably you can just keep running the same area over and over again to just trigger her multiple times if you really just want to blow through the content, or and get to the temple as quickly as possible. The ledge could probably be a very good area for that, since it is linear. You will encounter her if she's gonna be there. And it's a relatively small area as well, which helps in those situations. Oh, scrolls. This early on, I really care a lot about scrolls. So, relatively open plain this. Goatees. Just gotta get a bit of a feel for where to place the traps. Throwing them just slightly in front of enemies seems to be good, though popping them on top of enemies, if the enemy is not moving too fast, that's not a big deal either, since the arming speed is fast enough to just catch them when they're still moving off of the trap. And of course, putting something underneath your own feet, very helpful as well. As I mentioned, the phantasms, they are pretty cool for just soaking up some of the enemy damage. There is the waypoint. Might as well use that to quickly empty my pockets and get the reward from Tarkley. Though we don't get a skill reward until we get to the prison.
I've traveled inland.
Which you were now just talking about. Marvelous. Let's ID some things. So, skill point. That's more crits. So early on, there's a bunch of crit nodes which seem useful to grab. You're gonna move through there anyway. Later on, there are gonna be more optional crit nodes that I'll postpone a bit. So early on, bit of a damage focus, and that quickly shifts to more survivability. And I'm very curious to see where it's gonna end up. But at some point we're gonna get siphon trap, siphoning trap. It's an active word because it will be siphoning. Okay, we can backtrack to that one as well. I'm very curious about siphoning trap, since it states it's gonna send tendrils out to nearby enemies, up to 10 at a time, and also one tendril to you as the player, and it's gonna do cold damage over time and chill the enemies, and it's gonna give you life and energy life and mana regeneration, which if you just affect a single enemy, there's gonna be a baseline effect, and for everyone beyond that is gonna get stronger. I'm curious to see what the range is going to be, what the edge cases are, basically. If it is possible to reduce the cooldown on that trap and then also increase the duration to see if you can have maybe 2 of them up at a time, or if that's just not possible. Let's see. Ooh, slightly better energy shield. I approve. We'll keep that. Hey, another alpha.
Ah, there you are. Ready
Workshop.
to revisit the past?
Ooh.
The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we get to finding the temple in the present day. Here's the plan.
So, Apex is one I want to unlock, and the pits. Oh no, actually, maybe it's better to just focus on the top since they're next to each other. So, head to there. And of course, I need some keys. That's gonna be fun. So right now it is a workshop. Increases the life of the Omnitect, which is the end boss, and it increases the item yield of the temple. Also, something is shooting at me. Let's quickly step back here and just deal with those buggers. Wait, you were saying?
Exile.
Yes.
There you are.
Yep.
Ready to revisit the past?
Shh.
The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we get
So,
to
item
finding
yields.
the temple in the present day.
Pulse of
Have a look at where
Restoration.
you're going.
Heals monsters. Or we can just upgrade it. Upgrading sounds fun. Stop bugging me, you monsters. Thank you. Really. Just no manners.
Greetings.
Monsters these days.
Ah, there you are. Ready
Yep.
to revisit the past? The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we get to
Yep.
finding the temple.
So
in
that's the one I want to
present
go
day.
for. And
Every incursion
upgrading sounds
needs
fine.
proper
So
preparations.
that's a good one. Let's do this.
Time to go.
Okay, let's just throw some traps here, some bear traps. Two. Okay, still no key. That is a little unfortunate. I suspect I still need a key for that. Oh, come on, give me a key. How do I get access to a key? So, did I need to kill a rare or something?
Good job, Exile.
That's fun.
Ikwani doesn't get his title for nothing, I see.
So I upgraded it, but it's
Very
useless.
Industrious.
Okay.
Greetings.
Did you have anything more interesting to say about the mechanics?
You're no saint.
No, okay. Guess I'll just have to look it up on the wiki rather than figuring it out in game. Or wait. We have a help panel. This should explain everything. Let's be responsible. Let's actually have a look at the in-game help here. So altars of passage, that's the thing I'm having issues with. Each chamber has several walls, which could potentially allow it to connect to another chamber. Some of these may already be connected, but many won't. If during your incursion an enemy drops a stone of passage, you can pick it up and place it in an altar of passage, and it will connect the chamber to an adjacent one. This is important, because when you visit the temple during the present day, you may only be able to reach the chambers you manage to connect. So, random drops. So just kill a lot and head into the direction you want to go for. Okay, so it could be that despite your best attempts at planning and trying to go through, if nothing drops a stone, you're gonna be stuffed anyway. I just have to see just how often it happens that you don't get a key, because otherwise that could get frustrating rather quickly. But let's remain with a positive attitude. Let's not get annoyed or cranky about that too quickly. And let's give the game a little bit more time to show what it is up. And of course, no, we gotta remember here, this is not a build, it's just a random collection of skills at this point. Hopefully at some point in the not too distant future, it's gonna resemble a build. But we are not there just yet. We go to the climb, which has a waypoint, it has a goat, it has a Navali, and it should have Alva Valai as well. Look at that, Alva. Mwahaha.
Just in time.
Missed me. Okay. Yeah, let's drink some energy first. Great. Alva, yeah.
Greetings. Ah,
The
there you
bits.
are. Ready to revisit the past?
Okay.
The more you
So
kill,
engineering
the
department
more
is
you
the
change my
important
map,
one.
and the closer we get to finding the temple in the present day. Here's the plan.
Okay. Tempest generator, or just upgrade it to oh wait. So the pits are... Oh, the pits don't do anything, so this is just an open room. Okay, so I'm already thinking, like, why can't you upgrade the pits? But it's an unformed room and it still needs to be something. Just like the chasm up there, down there. So Tempest generator could be fun, could be profitable. And monsters have more life, but you gain a chest full of armor here. I think that could be fun. But the engineering department is the one we just upgraded, so we want to head into that direction. So killing this guy makes more sense.
It's time.
There's a lot of interesting conflicts and multiple goals, and you can't ever achieve all of them. Interesting trade-offs. Right. So let's just kill the monsters behind me in the direction that I wasn't really planning on going in anyway. Just to get the timer up a little bit. Aha, a stone of passage.
I'm so
Good.
good at this, I scare myself.
Okay, it's just a bunch of traps. Okay, we unlocked the engineering department. Great. And I think I actually wanted to head out the other way, right? For the boss dude, and then I'm sluggish again.
Good
Arr.
job, Exile.
Let's
The
see.
temple looms closer with each new step. Find me again, and we'll continue our task.
Yeah, should have actually gone for the other guy, but hindsight. Okay, some spell damage, that's good. Some mana regen, that is very excellent. Bit of Saboteur stuff, yeah, so we can now backtrack to grab that one, and after that we can go for that one. And then we have a lot of trappy stuffs set up. I saw a waypoint here. Can use that to empty some pockets and then push forward to the prison.
Greetings.
Yeah, what is... I'll put some of these things. Yeah, even the skill mill here could potentially be better. Chromatic link, of course. Might as well just ID the bow. Yeah, sure. Let's just get rid of it. That one as well. Oh.
Farewell.
Oh. He
Greetings.
might be offering boots of movement speed now. That could be very helpful. Are you offering boots of movement speed? Nope, not quite. Anything with just 3 links? No, but you do have a better shield that has 3 links and the same amount of movement speed. I think I like that one. No, just to increase my evasion and therefore reduce my chance of actually getting hit by my my enemies. Since getting hit not good for your health in general. Is this a wand? Could I upgrade this to a dagger? There are no linked daggers. Okay.
Stay sharp out there.
Simple. And yeah, let's head forwards. So Alva was the most unpredictable of her sub-goals here. Next up are going to be the things at the end of the instance, which are relatively easy to find. Chainmail vest. My summoner would have been happy with that. This character, not so much. Okay, a lot of enemies. Let's just throw some conversion traps in here to confuse my enemies. And iron points. Okay, you stop moving, maybe. And there you go. Hey, a linked scam mask. Could potentially do something with that. Cool. And there is Navali. So, I'm gonna get drowned in Goatman now.
I've been waiting for you.
Let's see, can I kill? Yeah, just kill most of them. That way at least I get the XP. And then we have one form. Yes, forgot he likes jumping. But as always, he dies rather quickly. And there we have in the valley. Hello. Okay. Goodbye. Or see you later, because I did pick up a coin already. So I could get some prophecy stuff in. And there is the prison. New gems. I always like new gems.
Theopolis prison's a child's playhouse compared to this. They sure don't make them like they used to.
So prison will have the trial and then, of course, Alpha. Alpha Valai. Why am I standing here? Because that's a habit. Ooh, that's a decent amount of evasion. A little bit of resistances. You know what? Might not be a bad idea. What's my evasion rating up to? 45%. It becomes 47. Bit more future-proofing. Lose a little bit of life. Gain some other things for that. Sure.
Welcome.
It's also something that is very easy to replace with something else. You like a prophecy,
One
please.
like you roams them. Guidance is priced in.
And we get a scout, Rogue Exile, who calls forth a warband. That is always fun. Cold damage, lightning damage, multiple projectiles, more void manipulation, multiple traps. Oh yes, that is the one I wanted to check out. So less damage, which is less helpful for the bear trap, since that really wants to do a lot of damage in a single hit. But for the explosive traps, there's no limit for them. So that seems like a very interesting thing to try out. So let's put bear trap over here.
Take care.
And one of those. I wanna hang on to my low level currency for a little bit. I'll just put that one over there in case I need some linking. And let's double check again if there's something else. Ooh, combustion. This used to be burning support. It got reworked a little bit. So skills deal more fire damage, have a chance to ignite, and enemies ignited by supporter skills have a -10 to fire resist. And because I think it's a debuff that just produces the resists, it's not a resistance penetration. It actually works for the ignite as well, which is pretty valuable. Ailment, remote mines, minefield. Ranged attack totem, that is also a thing. And a whole bunch of stuff. Increased critical strikes. I'll eventually pick it up, but for now I'm just gonna ignore it. For the bear trap, adding some extra damage, that might not be a bad thing for the short term. I'd like to use added fire, but strength is a little bit of an issue, so instead we'll just grab added lightning. Bear trap over here has 200% effectiveness of added damage, so all the damage you add to it, it just doubles, which is pretty cool. So average is 63. Put it in and it becomes 80.6. Rather helpful. Let's actually double check. The explosive trap effectiveness is only 50%, so this one is better boosted by percentage damage bonuses, whereas bear trap could benefit potentially better from flat damage that gets added. And look at the time. Yeah, actually let's just look at the time. Close to half an hour. We'll just end it here. So made some decent progress. Got some more rooms added to what we can access. We actually managed to unlock the engineering department, even though I kind of bungled up the unlocking in the first place. So it would be very helpful if we encounter the hatchery in one of the future attempts, so we can connect to the apex of Atzoatl. And of course there's 3 more rooms over here that I can't access quite yet, so any more unlocks for those would be helpful. Slowly getting somewhere. Actually have the damage to take out some architects now. Slowly learning how to deal with the incursions, but I think just applying more experience to it should help there. So gonna do more areas with more incursions, and eventually I'll get the hang of it. For now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.